All right, y'all know what time it is. Let them know with Joe, episode 4. We got Adriana Quin in the house. We're gonna have some great chats with her, talking about her career path, how she's done amazing things in her life, and a lot more to talk about. But let me actually talk to you about one thing about my life, because I feel like not many people know much about me. So I want to tell you one thing about my love life, a story about my love life. I don't know if anybody uses online dating or not, but I have used a few apps in the past. And I did go out on one date with this lovely young lady. We went and had a great night. Had a few drinks, had good chats and all that. And at the very end, they brought the bill. And she left right when they brought the bill to the restroom. And so I'm here. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe she just had to go at the same time. I don't know. I don't want to judge her. But she left to the restroom, and I paid for it. It was a lot of money. She came back and sat down and said, "Are you ready to go?" I was just like, wait, what? And so what I want to ask you, those that are listening today, do you think... I'm not sure if you date who you dated or whatnot, but in my I guess life, I always make sure I want to pay for her no matter what. Like the first date, I want to pay no matter what. But do you think that she should have at least offered to pay? I'm going to put a poll on my website. Go and check it out and vote and and let me know what you think. But vote yes or no, or you don't care. Either one's fine. But I think that she should at least offer to pay, even though I know I'm going to pay. Like, she probably assumes I'm going to pay anyways. That's cool. But at least offer. And so, I don't know. I want to throw that question out there for y'all. Think about it. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'll ask Adriana later what she thinks about that. But, hey, let's get this show started. This is my show and I like to talk, loving the sound of my voice. So grab a cup of Joe and I'll let you know. Hope you enjoy the show. Well, you know what time it is. We got Adriana here. What's up, Adriana?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm well. It's good to see you. We haven't seen each other for a while because of this whole COVID-19. Do you say corona or do you say COVID-19?
I call it the Roni usually.
The Roni.
I think it sounds a little more
happy, friendly,
cute.
Yeah.
It's just the Roni.
I guess you can say that. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. I'm
First
so
time
excited
here.
to be here. Come on.
Won't be the last, probably. We'll see what happens. We're going to chat about a few things, but before we do, let's have some coffee.
Cool. I love coffee.
If you can go and pour it for us, I want to explain what we're drinking today.
Sounds great.
So we're drinking a nice blend of, it's called Pike Place Roast. You can find this at any Starbucks you go to. Made in Seattle. It's smooth and balanced. This is a medium, for those that don't know.
Smooth and balanced.
Yeah. Look, I don't know what y'all's thoughts are on Starbucks coffee, but hey, they always come in handy because they're everywhere. So like, if you want coffee, you're normally going to drink Starbucks when you're traveling somewhere, or if you're, I don't know, anywhere.
I love Starbucks. I
don't mind it. I always get a Pike.
Get a Come on.
Let's try it out and see what we think.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. Yep, that's definitely Starbucks coffee.
Definitely smooth.
Definitely smooth.
Not sure about balanced.
We normally drink this a lot in the city because there's like a Starbucks at around every corner in San Francisco. So
which comes in clutch.
Yes, definitely. I definitely will stop by and get a tall either Americano or Pike Place. What do you drink?
I usually drink an iced coffee sweetened with half and half.
There we go. Let's write it down. Everybody write it down.
Not complicated at all.
Coffee confessions.
Let's go.
Do you think you'll be engaged by the end of the quarantine? She is dating Christian, which we'll have on here someday soon. But what do you think?
Never say never. I don't know. I mean,
Great song by Justin Bieber.
I don't know if he's watching or not, or hearing or not. But
Christian, if you're watching right now, you know what to do.
I hope you're saving those stimulus checks.
You think we'll get another one?
I'm praying for it. Why not?
Man, that'd be great to have another one. To be honest,
$600 a week. I mean, why not?
$600?
I think that's the bill that they're trying to pass. So, you never know.
Never know. What was your first kiss like?
So, if you don't know me in person, you don't know that I'm like kind of short. I'm like 5 feet.
Are you actually 5?
Like straight up
wow,
5 feet.
Okay.
And so my first kiss was actually on Valentine's Day. And it was with this guy that was like 6 feet tall.
Wow.
So as awkward as it can get, like looking up and, trying to
was it
awkward.
Was it like a peck or was it like an actual kiss?
Okay. It was nice and sweet. I guess.
That's so good. I love first kisses. I love stories of first kisses.
How was yours?
Yeah, mine was actually pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I did it really well. You want to tell? Should I tell you?
Tell me. Okay. Why not?
So we had just gone to go watch Enchanted, the movie. It's like animated, but also real people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Disney something?
Probably. So we did that. It was really cold outside. We're in my blue Suburban with no. It was during like the fall, winter, and I had no heater in my car, so it was really cold. But I always carried blankets. So
nice move.
Yeah,
keeping her warm.
Keeping her warm. I'm driving her home, and then in the background we have John Mayer playing "Daughters," and "Daughters" is one of my favorite songs.
Such a good song.
It's such a great
John
song.
Mayer,
if you haven't seen it, shout out to John Mayer. I'll get you on my show soon.
Yeah. Hit us up.
Yeah, hit me up. By the way, hit us up for any cups if you want to get a cup.
Yeah. I think we could sponsor him.
Let him know with joe.com. So we're driving back. We stop at our house in our parking lot, and then I have my hat on, like a hat like this. If you're not watching, it's a what would you call these? A baseball cap?
A cap.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
And underneath, I wrote something underneath. I said, "Oh no, I didn't say that." Okay, so this is what happened. So I'm like, "Hey, have you ever seen what I wrote underneath my cap?" I told her that. She's like, "Nah, what is it?" And she goes to look, and I go and kiss her.
Nice. And it worked.
It worked. Yeah, it worked. It was just a peck because it was like my first kiss, and I was like very nervous. I was like 17 years old.
Nice.
Mom, Dad, I don't know if you heard that story before, but I do apologize because I never told you about that. I don't know what it is about Mexican families, but we don't ever talk about anything when it comes to like
they're
that
like,
kind of stuff.
Don't date anybody until you're married, basically, is the rule that I got. So
that was my rule too.
Yeah.
Okay. Sing the chorus of your favorite cheesy song or a song in general.
Favorite chorus of cheesy songs? Well, I love Beyonce, and she has
the queen.
So many good songs, but also so many cheesy songs. So, All the Single Ladies is a good one. So, all the single ladies. Are you going to sing it with me?
No, I just want you to sing it.
All the single ladies. Something like this, right? Yeah. We're doing a little dancing. But she also has this one song called Love on Top. Have you heard that one?
I have.
That one's a good one. So, do you want to sing that one together?
Yeah, what does it start with?
So it goes, honey, honey.
No, but what's the chorus though?
Baby, it's you. You're the one I want.
Oh.
You're the one I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. Okay.
Yep, that was good.
I think we're definitely worship leader worthy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I will start an album soon. Last question I want to ask you. Give me some dating advice.
Dating advice. Okay. For the single person or for you?
For me, and maybe for those that are listening as well. They might be in my shoes. I just turned 30.
Come on. That's good.
I just turned 30.
It's a great age.
When was my birthday? Last week. I just turned 30 last week.
Why'd you look at me?
Because you came. Didn't you come? Yeah. Oh, no, you didn't come.
But I contributed.
But you contributed. Yeah, you contributed to.
Thanks for reminding me.
To celebrate my birthday. But your boyfriend did come.
He did, yeah.
And a few others. They came and did like a little parade outside the house for me for my birthday. Definitely felt loved.
So sweet.
Somebody gave me 4 DiGiorno pizzas.
Wow.
That was fire.
So that's what you've been.
Somebody ordered me a Starbucks coffee. Somebody ordered me a pizza. Somebody ordered me lunch from chicken sandwiches. It was just all around a great day.
All love.
I ate way too much.
Yeah, but you need dating.
I need dating advice. Yes. Well, just in regards to me, because you know me pretty well. So, what would your advice be for me in regards to dating right now?
Yeah.
At age 30 years old, single, but definitely ready to mingle.
Single and ready to mingle at 30 years old. Well, I've been there. Literally, I'm 32, and I've been...
You're 32 or 30 as well?
I'm 32.
Really?
I'm 33 and a 2. And before I was here and in a relationship at 32, I was single for about 4 years. So, been single for a while, but I think like my biggest advice would be stay in your lane. Like literally focus on you, your goals, whatever you want to accomplish, like grow into the person you want to be, know who you are. And I think like what that does when you're like focused on yourself and not focused on getting into a relationship really quick is it really allows you to understand like who you are and what you value and where you're going. Therefore, like when people come along the way, you could quickly be like, yeah, that's worth my time, or actually they're not going the same way I'm going, you know? So just do you for a minute. Like once you're going to be in a relationship and hopefully like a marriage, it's going to last forever. So we only get this one time to kind of be selfish and do whatever we want to do. And then I guess like a second one would be like when you do find somebody you like or you kind of are attracted to, don't say something like right away. Like just observe them for a minute. Like see who they are with friends, who they are with like the opposite sex. How do they act? Like how do they carry themselves? What are they into? Are they just here for the meantime or are they here for the long run, you know? And I think like once you've been watching someone for a year or so, you can actually be like, actually like, yeah, our lives are kind of headed the same direction, or nah, I'm good.
You heard it here first, y'all. Stay in your lane. It'll come. It'll happen. Yeah. But should I also pursue? I don't know. You know what I mean? Because for me, I feel like I don't know, maybe things have changed, but sometimes, a lot of times, it makes no sense. Sometimes I think women have been taught to just let them come after you, and which is cool. But we also need a little bit of a hint. We need a little hint, you know what I mean? Like to know if you're actually, attracted to me or if you like me or whatever. I don't know. Maybe some girls are different. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talk to the wrong girl sometimes. But what do you think?
I think a girl will definitely give you the vibes. Like she'll start smiling. She'll start flirting. Like even when they do like a little like touch
your shoulder or something.
Yeah.
Or your arm.
And then I think, once you've already like vetted that person and you're like, okay, I kind of do want to get to know them more, like a man should definitely pursue and then be the leader in that, right? Like make it clear to the girl that you're interested. I think
don't beat around the bush.
Yes, or leave someone like feeling confused.
Right.
I think that's like what messes up a lot of things is like a lot is left unsaid, and so the girl's like, do you like me? Do you not like me? Are we moving forward in this? Are we not? And that like will kill the vibe real quick.
Don't kill the vibe.
Don't do it.
All right. When did we first meet? Talk to me about that. Because I know we did. I remember it too, but I want to hear your point of view before I tell you mine.
Okay, so I think we first met about 3 years ago now. So I started seeing you and kind of like saw you around when I started coming to Hillsong, San Francisco.
You thought I was really cool, right?
You kind of wore a weird hat, I remember.
It's not a weird hat.
It was kind of like Woody or Pharrell or something like that.
Anyways.
And so we used to have church at Broadway Studios, which was a much smaller venue. It wasn't really official. Like you kind of just like had word of mouth that you were invited to the service before we launched officially. And I remember like just seeing you around, and you would always like be saying something and people would always be alluding to you, whatever. So I'm like, we know that that's Joe.
Right.
Everybody knew that was Joe. And then I randomly was shopping in Union Square one day, and I walk into Apple and I see you, and I'm pretty sure we must have interacted once at church somehow. And then I'm like, hey, Joe. And you were standing with your coworker.
All you heard was this.
That's literally. But you were standing with your coworker, and you were like, hi. And then you kind of started to engage in conversation like, yeah, how's your day? And then like literally 30 seconds or a minute into it, you're like, how do I know you again? And I must have felt so moted. I don't know if anyone's ever heard that word, but I felt salty, so to speak.
Did you
and
really
I
feel
was
salty?
like, dang, this fool acts like he don't even know me.
That's not how I act.
And then your coworker started laughing, so I felt like ultra dumb.
Well, that's not how I am. You definitely know I'm not ever too good to talk to people.
Yeah.
But I actually forgot who you were, to be honest. I knew you looked kind of familiar, but I'm like, man, how did I meet you? Where did I see you at? Because I had definitely just moved to SF and have been meeting so many other people at church. So it was like a lot of people I didn't know and seeing, but then I'm like, everybody's kind of a blur and all that. So
yeah,
not saying that you're a blur, but when you did come up to me, I was like, hey, what's up? And in the back of my head, I'm like, who is this? I know I've seen you, but I don't know who you are. And then we're talking and all that. And then, I did ask, who are you or whatever. I don't, but
literally like 2 minutes.
But you make it sound like if I was being rude. I definitely didn't.
No.
If I did, I do apologize. I'm sorry.
I accept that apology.
I hope, don't be bitter, be better.
Yeah. Always better.
But, we become really good friends. I think, I feel like we're like brother and sister, to be honest, because we definitely grew up in Latino family. Mm-hmm. And so, or Latin family, Latino family, whatever. Latino, so we definitely have, a lot of things that we know a lot about in regards to like growing up in that kind of family. Yeah. And so it's been cool like getting to know you a lot during these past few years.
Yeah, same. I think we've become like fast friends, and we're able to like be really like light and goofy and like laugh, but also like have really deep talks. And
we definitely have some deep talks.
I think the Latino, like, we get each other on that level.
Yeah.
But do you think that other people see you perhaps as like intimidating or anything like that? Have you heard that before?
I have RBF sometimes. If doesn't know what that stands for, look it up. But sometimes I just look really mad when I'm not like doing anything. But I don't know. If people see me and feel intimidated. I have heard it before. So maybe I do seem intimidating at first, but I'm definitely not. I think I'm willing to talk to anybody and have good conversations, and I don't know.
I feel like you're kind of always thinking.
Yeah.
And perhaps like that's where like your face comes. It's like you've got things going on in your mind. But like once you get to know you, like you're literally so chill, so funny.
And everybody's just like, thanks. Talking about like growing up in a Latino family, I kind of want to talk about your career path and how you've gotten to where you're at. Right now you are, let me get this right, program manager of Stadia at Google.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yep.
What exactly does that mean?
So I work at Google, but I work for a company kind of within Google. It's called Stadia, and we're actually a cloud video gaming platform. And so basically I help manage the strategy and operations for the team. So a lot of culture, like team culture, all hands, like content, really keeping like our director organized and such. So a lot, very similar to what I do at church, I would say.
So you don't necessarily know too much on the technical side of like developing and all that, but you're leading the team and making sure that they're okay, making sure that they're taken care of, basically.
Yeah. So and so it's a global partnerships team, and so we deal with like the video content partners, like NBA 2K and EA Sports.
Wait,
and
2K?
things like that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So we have a partnership with them.
That's
and
so fire.
we manage those relationships, but I manage more internally the team. Yeah.
Do you like it? Are you enjoying it?
I do. I love it. It's fast paced. It's exciting. It's a new space, but it's also like part of such an amazing company. So you feel like you're part of like a big Google product, but also it's very startup environment and high pressure and fast moving. But I love those kind of environments because I feel like that's where like you're really challenged and you really grow and you're able to do more than what's in your boxed job description, you know.
That's really cool. I didn't know you did all that. I knew you had a job at Google. I didn't know what you did though. I do apologize about that.
It's okay.
We haven't talked in a long time.
Yeah, and I'm pretty new on this team, so
okay.
I'll cut you a break.
Where are you from?
So I was born in San Fernando Valley in LA County. So basically like your East Bay to San Francisco kind of thing. And I was raised in Sacramento. So we moved to Sacramento and now I'm here in the Bay Area.
Nice.
But my parents are from Guatemala.
Guatemala.
Vamos.
We're going to talk in Spanish the rest of this podcast. So I'll put subtitles.
Por favor.
So, ¿de dónde eres?
Pues mis padres son de Guatemala.
Sí.
Yo de Los Ángeles.
Mi familia es de Mexico. Well, Texas, Plainview. But anyways, okay.
Yeah, those two are.
So I'm from Plainview. So are you first generation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, my parents immigrated here. Right. Yep, and I'm first generation, firstborn.
Wow.
Here in the U.S.
And you have siblings?
I do. I have a younger brother and a younger sister.
Okay.
Yeah, one's a flight attendant and one's
really what
Southwest.
So you get them.
I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna sip my coffee.
All right, cool. So, growing up in a family that just immigrated to United States, how was that kind of growing up? Because my family, I'm second generation, so my dad was first. Mm-hmm. So he didn't know English even when he went to school.
Yeah.
But he definitely has grown a lot, and of course knows English now. But so me, I grew up in a very small town, country town in Texas. So how was it for you growing up in a family like that?
Yeah. No, I think like tying it back to career. Like I think my parents having come here to this country, like my dad came here with $5 in his pocket.
Wow.
Left all of his family back in Guatemala, doesn't know the language, doesn't know the culture. A few months later, sent for my mom, so paid for her way into the country. Then they became American citizens. Very hard to do, but such a blessing.
A lot easier to do than it is now. I feel
like. It completely, I can imagine. I mean, when you think about just like how emotional it is just leaving your entire family and then adding all of like this is what all these laws and regulations to follow, and you don't even know the language, like super challenging, right? And so I think like what I admire about my dad is he's always like told me life is like a ladder. You have to continue to progress, continue to do better, to have a better experience, a better opportunity, grow more, learn more. And so, we went from living, when I was born, we were living in a bedroom in a shared apartment.
Wow.
And then from then on to getting our own apartment, to then purchasing a house in Sacramento, to now they live in a great neighborhood in Elk Grove, and we bought a home in Guatemala. Like, I think seeing their hard work and dedication and all they sacrifice for us to get a better future has really kept me inspired and motivated to make them proud. It's such a huge sacrifice to make. And so for me, it's always been in the back of my mind, like, how could I just continue to learn and progress and grow and be part of these better companies that provide these opportunities, That's
really cool. Do you know why they came? Was it to like have better like opportunities? Was that why?
Yeah, so it was definitely forward looking. Like I wasn't even born or conceived at that time, and they were already thinking.
When you were conceived? I'm just kidding.
I don't know, and I don't want to know. That's what I'll say. I hope you don't know when you were conceived.
Yes, it was on I was playing.
April 24th.
My birthday is in May, so I can do the math. Anyways, go.
Yeah, so it's, just, it was awesome for them to be like forward looking like that. Because think about our lives. Like, I think about like our age, we're like in our 30s. Like, are we thinking like, oh, I'm going to make this huge life change for my children in the future? To be quite honest, not really, And so for them to be able to do that, like at such a young age and just continue to, grow in just every aspect of their lives, have like just continue to push me to just, steward the things that I have well and the jobs that I have well, and continue to see the opportunities where I can add value.
Did they push you a lot when you were in school?
They actually didn't.
No?
I think the thing that was really tough is, so I'm the oldest of the children, and, first generation, only one to graduate from college so far. So I had to do a lot of things by myself and for myself and for the first time. Like, I had to sign myself up for college. I had to, experience like how to navigate through life and credit and things that, they didn't know because they were just new to this entire kind of, way of doing things. Yeah. And so I really pushed myself, I think I would say. But I think in retrospect, like, it's helped me in my jobs because I have this like sense of, drive and determination and leadership, and it's like no one kind of did that for me. Like, I had to do it for myself. So I feel like I matured really quickly, maybe earlier than a lot of like kids my age. I was always kind of like a grown up,
Yeah, for sure. I definitely do see that too. Like, just the way that you lead at church, you definitely do that really well in regards to taking initiative and not being afraid to do something for the first time or to speak out, because I feel like you've always done that your whole life. So sometimes you speak out too much, but
yeah, I know. I'm trying to work on that. Thanks.
I'll help you.
Yeah,
I got you. I was gonna ask you one more question. Did you ever like experience, I don't know, any kind of like people being rude to you or your family, or like even some sort of racism? I know we talk about racism all the time, or it's been a big thing lately, but I know for me, I never experienced it. Mm-hmm. But I did see other people experience it, and like in regards to like people telling them to like speak English when they're speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Did you ever experience that at all?
Glory to God, like I haven't personally. Right. I have witnessed it, and that is definitely like I'm a person that's usually like pretty happy or easygoing, but that's something that like really affects me and like really makes me upset, and like I need to speak up. And I have, like, even interactions on BART or even in the workplace, like I feel like a lot of the time we can like retreat in those scenarios because it's awkward. Like, people are yelling racial slurs or saying things like go back to your country or whatever, which is what we've seen a lot. But I think for me, like it just makes me want to like be loud and say something because it's so hurtful, right?
For sure.
And so I guess in that aspect, I've never experienced like racism or hate directly, but I have noticed that in some of the corporate settings I've worked at, like the people that grow and get ahead and quickly promote are definitely a certain, like perhaps American born, like people that, have been here for many generations. And so I think what perhaps I have suffered from is this like kind of immigration mentality, right? It's like my parents were always like, just be grateful you have a job and don't make any noise and go to work Monday through Friday. Don't ruffle feathers, don't ask for more because, it's just a blessing for what you have. And it is. Like, I'm super blessed and I'm thankful. But I think where, like, I kind of took a turn is when I realized, like, hey, but I'm a good employee. Yeah. I'm dedicated. I'm hardworking. I'm loyal. I am valuable. I'm an asset to this company. So, like, now going to the workplace, I'm almost like, well, what can you provide for me?
Yeah.
How are you going to help me grow? How are you going to, what can this company do that another one can't? And I think once we start like walking in that confidence, then we're more likely to find like the places that really do work for us, and then we work for them in retrospect, right? So
I think that has a lot to do with even valuing yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because so many times if we don't value ourselves, then we're kind of okay with the bare minimum.
Right.
Not saying that there's anything wrong, and we shouldn't always we shouldn't just keep wanting more and more and more. But you know, I think we should definitely value ourselves enough to know, like, hey, I deserve better sometimes, and I think that's a good place to be.
Yeah, it's like a confidence, right? Yeah. It's like, yeah, I provide, you know, like these great assets. We're great leaders, you know, in every sphere of life. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, how do we find a match with a company that will continue to propel us forward? And then we, in return, give them, you know, a great employee to help their business along.
For sure. Have you, you know, being a woman in the workplace and, you know, having a really, really powerful and high leadership status, have you experienced like any kind of like, or has it been harder for you to sort of say in being a woman in the workplace like that? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like there's more pressure for you, or do you feel like they maybe overlook you sometimes, or have in the past at all? I know there's a lot of questions in that, but maybe if you can answer a few of those.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely take a look at like a lot of like the leadership, like top level leadership. When you talk about CEOs and senior vice presidents and vice presidents, like if you look, it is mostly male dominated, white male dominated. And so part of it is like you don't even see yourself in that. So it's like, how do you see that that's even a possibility for you, right? If you don't see yourself, like if you don't see people of, you know, a different gender or even different races there, you know, there's so many like layers to it. So I do think that sometimes it does feel like it's more work for women than like perhaps, you know, a male counterpart. But I also think what it is that males are really confident. I mean, I don't want to generalize, but in a workplace setting, like they ask for what they want. Right. They'll tell their manager, this is where I see myself, and they'll go for that, right? Whereas I think as women, like, or I feel like I have an opportunity, I won't speak for all women, is actually stating like, this is what I want, and not being like afraid or like, I think before I used to be like, oh, I'm just going to be a good worker, and then they'll see, and then they'll promote me. But it's like, if people don't know, they're actually not. They have so much else going on. Like, they're not thinking about you and your growth. Like, you have to be the one to continuously like bring it up, position yourself, brand yourself, voice what you're looking for. You can't
be an asset if you don't work your ass off. I just thought of that right now.
Yeah.
Explicit. I apologize about that.
Yeah.
Which came to my mind. No, that's really good. I think I want to ask you one more question. If there are any women like that are watching this right now, there definitely are, because I looked at the numbers and all that. So
come on.
And if there's not, let's get more women to watch this and, you know, follow me on Instagram. I don't know. But, you know, those that maybe are going into the workforce soon, or that maybe just graduated or are in the workforce right now, you know, what advice would you give them to, you know, to be the best like that they can be? And like, I don't know, what advice would you give them just in general? What advice would you give
someone just going into the
workforce, and then also someone that's in there looking to move forward in their job. So we'll go with the first one first, going into the workforce.
Yeah. I think a big part of it is understanding like what you're passionate about. Yeah. Understanding what you're passionate about and what comes easily for you. What do you do naturally, right? I think I don't know if people have done strengths finders, but I definitely recommend it, because it just shows you like the things that you're organically doing that just come second nature to you, that don't come second nature to someone else, right?
What strength finders do you use?
What strengths finders?
Yeah, there's like
it's like a 2.0 kind of workbook.
Okay, isn't that like a program?
It's online, and so basically you could take a test, and it gives you like 5, you know, attributes or whatever of your top attributes, that like what you're kind of where your strengths lie, and then you learn how to apply that to
I'll put a link on my site, something like on there, so you can go visit that and see to do your strength finders.
Yeah.
I think Anna Gray can probably help you more with that.
Yeah, Anna Gray actually helped me with that. So I know he can definitely help you as well. But, you know, are you just naturally organizational, or, are you more of a creative thinker, more big picture? And so it just helps you navigate, right? And so, understanding, I think my advice for someone going into the workplace is just understand like what you can offer to a workplace.
Specifically for a woman.
For a woman?
Yeah.
Specifically for a woman, I would just say, I mean, and this is just for women in general, like even outside of the workplace, I could just say this in relationships, in life, like just know your worth, you know?
Fire.
I think it's so easy to compare ourselves to other people and where others are at in their career, and how much money they're making and what house they have and how far along they are. But if you know that like you were placed here, you know, for a specific reason and purpose that only you can provide, right? Then you're more working on yourself than you're, you know, trying to keep up with whoever else, right? Yeah. And so know your value, know your worth, know that you mean something, know that, you know, if you got through the door, it's because you deserved that, you know, and you have a seat at the table and you have a voice. And now it's like not only your responsibility to grow yourself, but to bring others along on the journey too, you know.
It's really good. And I would just add, just know that you deserve respect as well.
Yeah.
I think that's super important, because so many times women and men do get disrespected a lot in the workplace. Yeah. And it's just like, you don't deserve that. And I think, you know, if you don't feel respected, then, you know, go somewhere else. Something different.
Yeah. Tell somebody for sure. Yeah. I just saw, I don't know if you've seen, this is kind of a whole other episode, but Surviving R. Kelly.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it, but it's, anyways, a lot of like male and women. Right. Yeah. Definitely say something. Okay. That's a whole other program.
No, I actually been needing to see it. I heard it's really bad, but I want to check it out for myself. And then for women in the workplace that are trying to move forward, what advice would you give them? Just really quick.
Just voice what you're looking for. You know, speak up. Like if you're interested in working on a project, raise your hand and say, hey, like, this is something I hope to learn about. Like, I know it's not my role. I think a lot of the time we're focused on, but I just got hired for this thing. Like, you know, I should stay in my lane, you know, so to speak. But if you raise your hand, like, and show your managers and show your peers that you're interested, like you never know what that could lead to. Sure. You know? Yeah. And so if there's a meeting that you're interested in, like every week, you know, they have this strategy meeting and you want to be a part of that, like ask if you could join or listen in, or
what's the worst I can say? No.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you don't ask, you don't receive, right?
That's fire. All right, we have a few minutes left. I just want to ask you one question. Actually, let me read it for you because I wrote it down.
Thanks.
What is one thing you've always wanted to do but have not gotten to it?
That's a tough one. There's lots of things.
Like the main thing. What's the main thing you've been wanting to do?
I think the main thing is like start my own business. Right. It took me a really long time to know like what exactly I wanted to do. But if you don't know, like I lead the events team at church, and throughout my entire life and even in the workplace, there's always been this aspect of events. Even in my current role, like I will work on conferences and things like that, but just not doing it because of, you know, the Roni. But but I think it's something that I like, a strength that I naturally am able to like think on my feet about a holistic picture, put the details together, organize, lead through like an event. And I would love to start my own event business. I think I've said that for a couple of years now. I didn't know, and I've always wanted to have my own business because I think that's like the ultimate level of just, you know, being your own boss and being able to adjust your schedule around, you know, whatever it is that you want to do and when you want to work. You know, I think that's the ultimate freedom and ultimate American dream, right?
Come on.
So I would love to start my own business, create a website, you know, see what the market is. Right now, it's probably not a great time for events, but hey, I could lay the groundwork.
Right now's a great time for you to plan.
Yeah.
You know, for you to start creating that website. You know, anyone can create a website. I work for Wix.com, so shout out to Wix. If you do want help, you know, I'm here to help too. And, you know, I definitely want to see you go forth in that because I definitely think you'll do amazing. You do great in events at church all the time, but I think you'll do amazing having your own business.
Yeah.
If you need to hire somebody, I'll be down to be hired.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Got my first employee here.
Let's go.
High five.
Yeah, but like, I think you can do it. I think right now's a perfect time for even those that want to start their own business to start planning. Like, this show is kind of like, because of the coronavirus, I kind of just started it because I've been wanting to for like a while. I don't know if I've ever told you that, but I've been wanting to do like a podcast and a show for the longest time. It's fun for me. I like talking to people and all that. And it's just about, hey, why not just start doing it? Do something to start doing it, you know, plan it, create it, or whatever. And so I think you can do it. Start doing it. You know, you got time. You don't act like you don't have time. You got time.
Dang. Yeah. Well, you got to get at me like that.
I just know you can do it.
Yeah. No, and like, yeah, I think seeing you is inspiring. And so you're right. Like, this is something that's been on your heart, and now it's like coming to fruition, like slowly but surely each week, like getting better and better. And so
you're saying the first one was really bad or what?
I ain't gonna say nothing, but no, I'm kidding.
No, it is getting better every week. It's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's awesome what you're doing. Yeah. I think it's like, so just to like impart, you know, some kind of encouragement is like people like see it, but they feel it too, right. And it's like getting to know people and their stories. Like, it's something that we so seldom have the time for, right? Sure. We're constantly going. I could be like in the same church or workplace or, you know, Soul Cycle class with these people.
Shout out to Soul Cycle.
And not actually really know, like, you know, the deep stuff, like who they are, what are they going through. And so I think this is like a great platform to actually get to know like some incredible people. And so just keep doing what you're doing.
That's what I plan on it. Like, you know, that's what I plan. That's what I plan to do.
Yeah, well, plan's going great.
I appreciate it. I think we're good. I think we're done. But thanks for being on here. Like, I enjoyed having you on here. We always have great chats. Yeah. This is the first time we've chatted in like probably a couple months now.
Yeah, two and a half months, something like that.
It's crazy.
Too long.
Yeah, 2 months too long.
There you go. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks. Talk to you soon. Love you. This is my show and I like to talk, loving the sound of my voice, so grab a cup of joe and I'll let you know. Hope you enjoyed the show.